What's going on, guys? So I want to sit down and kind of do a book review. A couple videos back when I talked about you are what you ingest and like gaining knowledge and using that knowledge. So Justin Rhodes' new book, The Root of Life, just came out. We just got it in a couple days ago, and I just got finished reading it. And I started reading it, and then I got the audio version. Now, many of you know that I love listening to audiobooks when I'm working and stuff, so it was easy for me to get through it. But I also sat down and read through the book as well, just to kind of retain a little bit more of the information that I listened to, because sometimes when you're listening, you know, you're doing so much stuff that you're not, it's just words in your head, you're not really paying attention. I just feel like it's great information in it. And it's really that first chapter where he's talking about how they started and things like that. Like it kind of, I felt, I don't know, it hit home, because he talks about his cabbages and how they had to peel off a bunch of the bug-ridden leaves off the first just to find the edible parts. And it's like I'm going through that same thing. And then he talks about his chickens and not knowing much about chickens and stuff, and losing his first egg-laying chickens, and like how they came about where they are. I really love the fact that he talks about his failures, because again, I just put a video out talking about it's okay to fail, and how no one starts out an expert. Go back and watch people at the beginning, like you'll see where they were just like you, where you were, gardening wise, things like that. It's a beautifully written book about, you know, their journey and getting to where they are, and just like it just really speaks to you. I really want to urge you, really have a beginner's mindset. Don't read through it and be like, okay, I already know this stuff, and pass through it, go to things that you might want to really read into it again. Because when I feel like there's things that I know that I started when I was reading it, and I was like, okay, I kind of already know this, but then I kept reading anyways, and it just kind of like really reassured me, and also helped me to remember this stuff that I had already known. I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. And so like this book is a really great book for anyone to get. And he mentions in the book that he wants you to learn from his failures. He wants to be Uncle Justin. He wants to be that person that you can come to and ask questions and learn, because he's already made the mistakes for us. It made me laugh a little bit, because I just talked about this. I just talked about like learning from our mistakes and failing on our own and things like that. So and the time that this came out is when we're all starting to do our gardens. So he touches on plans on how to plan out your gardens, how to do rows, from raised beds to in-ground, no-till, things like that, to get ready for your crops. So this, you know, of course he didn't, I don't know Justin personally. I've met him one time, and I wanted to do this because I felt that it was something that if you didn't know about, which, I mean, I feel like there's not too many people who don't know Justin Rhodes, but if you weren't planning on getting the book, or if you were waiting to get the book, I really just, I urge you to get it now. I'm not associated with it. This isn't paid for. This is me wanting to share the beautiful information that's in this book with y'all, and really urge you to get it, because it has stuff in there for everyone, and I mean everyone. It is awesome to hear about the things that they've gone through, and just really listen to how, if you can get the audiobook, it's great, because he, of course, he did the audio himself, so it's cool to hear Justin's voice and how he like feels and speaks about what he wrote. So it's really cool. But definitely I would buy the book too, so that you can, because you're gonna be highlighting dog-earing pages. You're gonna want to go back. You're gonna read through parts that you're like, oh, I'm not doing this, so I don't really need to read it. I would still read through the things that he talks about, because you never know, you're gonna come back to it. You might later on be like, oh, I kind of want to do this, and oh, I remember Justin speaking about it in his book, and so like I really think that you should read it multiple times, keep it on your nightstand, read it before you go to bed, however you want to do it, definitely get the audiobook because, like I said, it's really cool to hear him tell his story through his own voice and stuff. So this is an awesome resource. I highly recommend getting it. It will help. There's multiple other books out there as well that can help you and you can learn from. But I feel like Justin really takes a bunch of different information that he had gained through different books that he and Rebecca have read over the years and really combined it into a book that's not so big. It's not too big to where you can't get through it, and the pictures in here are gorgeous. You know, you can see it makes it easy to read because it's not just like full pages. There are parts in here where it is a full page of words, but if you're like me where reading isn't hard for me, it's hard for me to concentrate to continue reading because my mind kind of wanders off. But the fact that like on a lot of the pages it's like a whole page of this beautiful print, and then you got your words. So it's very appeasing. It's very appeasing to the eye. It's very easy to read. He's not throwing out gigantic words and stuff. It's a great book. I really tried myself to do better when it comes to gathering information and doing my research and reading more, because it's one thing to watch YouTube and try to gather information. It's another thing to really get a study material and be able to go back to it easily and look at it and read through it again and again and again, because you'll read through it one time and then you'll read through it again and you're like, man, I missed that the first time, and then you'll read through it a third time, and it's the same thing. You'll pick up on different pieces. Justin, if you see this video, you did a great job, dude. I love it. As somebody who is not a big reader, you captured me in this book, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I can't wait to grow even more. And also the way he talks about bringing in the kids and watching them do stuff. I feel that wholeheartedly too when you see your children helping you in the garden, and they're amazed too at the ladybugs and then the praying mantis and things like that, and you can explain to them like the beautiful benefits for them to not be so scared of these bumblebees flying around or even wasps, which is cool because I did just talk about wasps and he mentions wasps in here as well. So it's, like I said, I feel very connected to this book. Like he captured me and what I'm going through. Know that there's a lot of us out there that are the same way, and so definitely order this book. Get it. It's definitely one to keep in your arsenal of information and things to go back to and read multiple times. Get the audiobook. You'll listen to him and listen to it over and over again. Listen to it in the car, in the truck. We took a small little road trip. Listened to it on the way. It was about 4 hours or so, listening to him explain things and go through stuff. So it's a good one. Check it out. It's worth it. Appreciate you listening to me and let me review this book right here. I didn't go into a whole bunch of detail into it because I want you to read it, do your own, give your own thoughts on it. But I know it's something that you'll enjoy. So again, thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll catch you in the next one.